Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. So for today's video, I want to talk about the current sale at Sephora. It started today, August 19th, and continues until the 29th. And I want to talk about some of my favorite items or items that I just really love from Sephora. And these are just items that are skincare, makeup, and perfume. So if you are inclined to go shopping during this sale period, here are some makeup or skincare or perfume recommendations. But before we go any further into today's video, please take a second to grab your iced coffee or your hot coffee. Let's have a sip and let's get started. Okay, so I think we should start with skincare first. So the first item is an eye cream. This is the Henriksen Banana Bright Eye Cream. Now, I have to say that this is the first eye cream in a very long time that I've finished and immediately want to repurchase again. So this is supposed to be brightening. It's also supposed to be nourishing. I think there's vitamin C, vitamin E. I think there's collagen in there as well. So it is hydrating, but it's also very brightening. And I don't think that it does like a miracle transformation overnight, but I do really enjoy it. There is a little bit of something in there that does seem to brighten your under eye, and it also is very hydrating at the same time. And it's a nice balance of being hydrating without being too thick, because sometimes you get these gel formula eye creams that are very fluid and they seem a bit too light, and then you go with something a bit heavier and it's almost too heavy, whereas this one feels like a really nice balance. It's the first time in a very long time that I immediately want to repurchase an eye cream. I'm at the very end here. There is not much left. I'm really happy that this sale is happening right now because I can repurchase. But usually when I get towards the end of a product, if I don't love it, I'll just try something new just for the sake of experimenting and testing out here on the channel. But with this one, I just want to buy a new one. I don't want to test anything out right now. Maybe I'll try something new later on, but for right now, I think this is my eye cream for the moment. Okay, so moving on, we have the Neige Lip Sleeping Mask. Now, I bought this over a year ago. It has taken me an entire year to get through this product. It has a really nice light fruity scent, and it says you are supposed to wear this at night as a lip sleeping mask, but I often wear it during the day as well. Like before I do my makeup, like after breakfast, after I brush my teeth, I'll just slap this on to really hydrate my lips. It's a really nice sleeping mask. It's quite thick. It feels very hydrating. I do feel like my lips look better and more nourished after wearing this. I know there's a lot of hype about this lip mask, but it's actually worth it. So if you're in the market for a good lip mask or something very hydrating and you're kind of on the fence, I do quite like this one. If I'm not mistaken, I think they have different scents now available. I think there's a vanilla one. I think there's maybe a citrus one. I like this classic one. I probably will stick with this scent here, the original one. But if you like different scents, there are other ones available as well. Now, next up is a product that I received in PR. This is from Lano Lips. This is their hand cream. This is the Lemon Hand Cream Intense. This stuff is amazing. First of all, it has a really nice scent. It smells a little bit like lemon pie, or like, you know, lemon meringue pie, but the lemon filling. That's what it smells like. It smells like lemon curd. And it's just a very intense, nourishing hand cream. And what I like about it is that it penetrates into the skin immediately. Some very thick hand creams, you kind of have to like massage in for like 10 minutes and then you feel sticky and greasy. This doesn't do that. It kind of just like sinks into your skin right away, and your hands feel very hydrated, very nourishing. The scent is really lovely. I think this one does have different scents available. I'm thinking maybe they have an unscented one if you're more sensitive to smells, but it's just a really good hand cream. And if I'm not mistaken, they have a lot of other Lano Lips products available at Sephora now. I think this is fairly new. I hadn't seen many Lano products at Sephora, but when I was in store last week doing research, I did see a small section of other Lano Lips beauty products. The products that I have tried from Lano Lips, I really enjoy. I've tried the hand cream, I've tried their 101 ointment, I've tried a face mask, I've tried some lip balms. They seem to just focus on hydration, and they do it very well. Next up is a makeup remover. This is from Farmacy. This is the Green Clean Makeup Melts Away Cleansing Balm. So this is a cleansing balm that you use to wipe off all of your makeup. This is a two-step system. So you take this, and as soon as you rub it into your hands, it turns into an oil, and it will literally melt off all of your makeup. And then you go in with a cleanser, like a gel or a mousse or whatever, to get all of the product off. And it takes off everything. It takes off eyeliner, it takes off lipstick, it takes off waterproof mascara, and it doesn't feel thick or gloopy. It has a really nice, fresh, clean scent. It doesn't smell like it's perfumed. It just smells like whatever natural ingredients are in there. And I like that it comes with a small little spatula, so you don't have to stick your fingers into the container. It feels a bit more hygienic that way. If I'm not mistaken, this is my third or fourth tub of makeup remover from them. I've also bought a mini version that I use when I travel. What I do is I don't know where it is because I recently just moved and some things are still in boxes, so I don't know where the travel size one is, but it's a very small one like this. And what I do is I scoop out into the small mini one, and then when I travel I just have the small size, because this, depending on how long you're traveling, is a bit bulky if you're going away for like a week or something. But I just like having the mini size one so I can, you know, transfer some product over. But it just works really wonderfully as a makeup remover. It doesn't feel as thick or as gloopy, that's a technical word, as some other cleansing balms. If you like to do a double cleanse to take off your makeup, I personally would recommend a double cleanse if you wear this much makeup, just to make sure you get your face completely clean. That way when you apply your skincare, it can penetrate into the skin and really just be more performative. I'm realizing now that I'm running pretty much on empty on these three items, so this sale is very well timed. Okay, so the next item for skincare is from Amore Pacific. This is their treatment enzyme peel. So this is an exfoliator, but it's a chemical exfoliator. So the difference between a chemical and a mechanical exfoliator is the mechanical one is the one where you have the small granules where it kind of feels rough and you have to rub it on your skin. A chemical one uses enzymes like papaya or other fruit extracts that work as like Pac-Man in a way. They basically just like eat the dead skin cells on the top layer of your skin, and that way your other skincare is more performative. This one here is wonderful. It is water activated, so you take a bit of product and you dump some powder into your hand, and then you drop a few drops of water, and then it lathers up, and then you massage it gently onto your face for 30 to 45 seconds, and then you rinse, and then you go on with your day. I really love this because it works really well, but it's not harsh or too intense. You can use this a few times a week. Sometimes I usually use it once, sometimes twice a week, depending on the weather, depending on what my life is like, but my skin never feels tight or irritated or dry. It just always feels nice and smooth, and it just feels like it just gets rid of all that dead skin, all of like the smog from the city, all the schmutz, you know, like we just accumulate so much on our skin, and it just gets rid of so much. And again, it's really a good balance between being very performative but also very gentle. It never feels like it's stripping the skin of anything. It never feels like your skin is dry or tight. I really like this. I bought this in February, I want to say, and I still have a lot of product in here. It is a little bit on the pricey side, but I think this is one of those items that you could easily take a whole year to use up, so that kind of seems like it's worth it for me. Okay, so next up is our last skincare item. This is from Shiseido. This is the Ultra Sun Protection Spray with an SPF of 50. So this is a spray sunscreen, and you're wondering what's so great about a spray sunscreen? This works amazing over top of makeup. I can spray this over top of a full face of makeup like this, and my makeup will not budge. My mascara will not run. My foundation will, like, everything stays in place. It's basically a setting spray with an SPF of 50, because I am always finding ways to incorporate more sun protection. Obviously, I wear sunscreen before I apply my makeup. You know, sunscreen is part of my everyday skincare routine. But what do I do when I'm wearing a full face of makeup and I'm going to go outside? I want to reapply sunscreen. How do I do that? There do exist some powder sunscreens, but I have more dehydrated skin. My skin lacks water, so adding a lot of powder to my skin is not something that I enjoy. Even in the hot summer months, So a spray sunscreen that has SPF in it is something wonderful. I do have to say that this does give your skin more of a dewy finish. So if you have very oily skin, you might not like it as much. You might benefit more from a powder sunscreen. But if you have normal skin, dry skin, mature skin, and you want to apply sunscreen over top of your full face of makeup, this stuff is amazing. Okay, let's move on to the makeup portion of today's video. So the first product I want to talk about is a foundation. This one is the Dior Forever Skin Glow. This is in 2WO. Now, I picked this up in the beginning of spring. I think this was a new release in January, maybe more winter time, I guess. This is their medium coverage, hydrating, long wear foundation. Now, I am definitely someone who enjoys BB creams, CC creams, very light foundations. So even though this is marketed as a medium coverage foundation, for me, it's my full coverage foundation. When I want a full face, like a really heavy makeup look, this is my go-to because it does offer quite a bit of coverage, but it doesn't feel cakey, it doesn't feel heavy, and it does have a nice little glow in it. It's not the most glowing or radiant foundation out there, but it has a nice little glow inside of it. So I think if you are someone who enjoys more lightweight foundations, but you want to have something in your collection for those occasions when you want a heavier foundation, this one's really nice. And if I'm not mistaken, it comes in a glow and also a matte version. I went with the glow version because I always go towards anything more glowy than matte. But if you have more oily skin, perhaps the matte version is more suited for you. So next up is a foundation that I'm actually wearing today. This is from Guerlain. This is the Terracotta foundation stick, and this is in the shade called Light. So the reason that I love this foundation is that I've had a really hard time finding the right texture foundation stick. I find that a lot of them are very waxy or hard to blend. They don't really melt into the skin. This one is the exception. First of all, it's a dream to blend. It's just so easy. It kind of just like melts into the skin whenever you press it in with a sponge. And it really just gives you that second skin effect, if that's the right word. It just looks like your skin, but better. And you can build it up if you want, but it just feels so light and natural. And I love that it comes in a stick format because it's easy for travel. You don't have to worry about it spilling over. It's really easy if you're on the go for a touch-up, just to add a little bit and then, blend in with your finger. And next up is also something from Guerlain. This is also part of the Terracotta collection from this summer. This is the Contour and Glow palette. Now, I had heard so much about Guerlain when it comes to bronzers and their complexion products, and I recently discovered why. So this palette has 3 powders. It has one dark matte bronzer, one medium satin finish, and then a blush and highlighter shimmer duo. And these are just so beautiful. These bronzers are perfect. They are nice, like they literally just make your skin look tanned without any orange whatsoever. And I don't know how, but they've managed to find this perfect balance of the bronzers being not, I don't want to say sheer, but they're not super opaque and dark, but they're very, very buildable. And it's very easy to build because sometimes if a bronzer is too light, you're kind of screwed because it's just like, it's too light, that's what it is. But this one, the first time you apply it, like if you go in lightly, you don't see that much. But then if you build a little bit more, it just adds more, but it never looks orange. It never looks cakey, it never looks muddy. It just adds more glow, and it's very easy to build up, so you have more control about how much you're adding, because sometimes if a bronzer is too dark, you just have to go in very gingerly and hope for the best. But this one, it's wonderful. I really, really like this palette. It's wonderful. Okay, so next up is a brow product. This is from Anastasia Beverly Hills. This is the brow definer in soft brown. Now, this is a makeup item that I believe I have repurchased 2 or 3 times before, and it is coming to the end. So again, this sale is perfectly timed for me to restock on a lot of different products here. And this is an item that I'd heard a lot about. Everyone knows about Anastasia Beverly Hills, Anastasia brows. It's a very trendy thing. And I hesitated in trying these products because it's almost like I was pushing back against all the hype. There was so much hype about the brand. I just wanted to see other brands instead. But I think my friend Carrie sent it to me, and I tested it out, and I understand. I understand what the fuss is about. It's a really great brow product. It's very easy to use. The texture of the product is nice. It's not too waxy. It's not too soft. The colors that they offer in this product and in their other brow products is very varied. There are a lot of different shades. If you're more cool toned or warm toned, if you have different hair color, they really match a lot of different colors. I think this shape is probably the easiest to use. I know they have pomades. They can be pretty intense, and I think they take more work, whereas this one here, you kind of just need to, you know, add a bit, brush it out, there you go. So I really like it. I really like the shade. I find it matches really well with my skin tone and my hair, and it's basically been my go-to brow product now for a very long time, so I'll be purchasing another one. So next up is another item from Anastasia. This is their Riviera palette, and this is what I'm wearing on my eyes today. So I don't usually buy very big eyeshadow palettes. I usually prefer small quads or 5 eyeshadow palettes, and I don't usually go for very bright rainbow neon colors, but there was something about this palette that just called my name. There are just so many beautiful bright shades. There are a lot of shimmer colors. It's just a very fun palette. Like when I think of this palette, I think of fun. So for today's look, I just went into this shade here called Cannes, and then I went into 2 shimmer shades. I went into Seaside and Mediterranean. So the 2 kind of bluish, purplish shimmer shadows, I put that over top of Cannes, and that's all I did for this look with a bit of mascara. I just think it's nice to have one very fun, bright eyeshadow palette. This is not a palette that I go to every day or every week even, but it's nice to have if I want to have a bright pink or a bright purple. It's kind of nice to have that in my collection. And I find the eyeshadows are good quality. They're easy to blend. There's a nice color variation. So if you are in the mood for a nice, fun palette, this one's really good. I know that Anastasia does come out with a lot of really big kind of fun eyeshadow palettes. I think this came out in late spring, early summer, and I think they've come out with 2 more palettes like this. I think they came out with one with Alyssa Edwards and then one with Jackie Aina recently, and they're all the same kind of like very fun, bright eyeshadow palettes, but I don't need to buy one of these palettes every 3 months. Like this is good for me, but I'm really happy that I have it. So next up is a perfume. So this is from Lancome. This is La Vie est Belle Eau de Parfum. And this is the 100 milliliter here. And I have owned this for years. And when you hold it up this way, it kind of looks like it's brand new and nothing's been touched. But then when you flip it upside down, I'm like, okay, I'm making a little bit of a dent in here. I love this perfume so much. It's definitely a gourmand perfume. It's very caramel, sweet, vanilla tonka bean. It's a bit of a heavier perfume. It has a lot of presence. It's not a light little floral. It's pretty decadent. It's very voluptuous, but I guess that's me. And I just love this perfume so much. I know that some people, you know, change their perfumes according to the seasons, but I wear this all year round and I get compliments on it all year round. So it's wonderful. And I kind of forgot about it. I think when we were moving, I was packing things up and moving things around, and then I rediscovered this perfume, and I've been wearing it nonstop for a few weeks now, and I'm really happy that I have it. The only thing is, I have quite an extensive collection of perfume, as you can see. So the only thing is, I kind of wish I had picked up the smaller format, maybe a 50 or 75 ml if that exists, because a 100 milliliter bottle is more economical. I think you save more the bigger the bottle is, and it does look really pretty. But I also love to just experiment and try different perfumes. So I think in the future, I'll just be sticking to smaller formats, and that way I actually have a chance of going through the whole perfume instead of just holding it on forever. Okay, so those are the items that I recommend to you with 100% certainty. A lot of them I have repurchased multiple times. Some of them I have loved for years, but these are all items that I 100% vouch for. I think that they are fantastic, and if you are in the market for any of these items, I recommend them to you. I'm just gonna go ahead and mention a couple items that I have not tried, but I think I wanna test out during this sale. So I cannot tell you whether or not they are good. I'm just saying these are kind of like my wish list items. So the first one is the new Dior Show Pump and Brow. This is a new brow product from Dior, and I think it's part of like their Pump and Volume collection where like you have the little squeezy part on the tube here. This is a brow product, and I think it's just like a tinted brow gel. And I mean, I like my eyebrows, and I always use a brow gel over top, but I'm interested to see this one here because the bristle applicator seems to be very, very small, which I think could be good because I often end up getting brow product on my skin when I'm doing the tail here. I often end up getting product, which is less than ideal, especially when the product is dark like my hair. So I'm really interested to test this one out. And the next item is the Neige Cream Skin Toner and Moisturizer. Now, this is supposed to be a very, very hydrating toner slash moisturizer. I'm very intrigued because, as I mentioned, I have dehydrated skin. I'm always looking for items to add more moisture and hydration to my skin. I love a hydrating toner, and this one looks really interesting, but I've heard people say that they apply it on their skin and they don't even need to apply moisturizer, which I'm confused. I'm like, is it a toner? Is it a moisturizer? I'm confused, but I'm also very intrigued. So I think I might give this one a try. So I think those are the only two items on my wish list. Everything else that I'm gonna purchase, I've already tried out and tested. But if you guys wanna see a video in a few weeks of the items that I did buy during the sale, let me know down in the comments. If you want like an update video on the items that I actually did go ahead and purchase during the sale, just feel free to leave a comment. So I think this about does it for my video for my recommendations. Feel free to leave a comment down below letting me know what you think of today's video. Did you see any products in the video today you would like to buy? Did you already have a list of items you're going to buy during the sale? Or did you not even know there was a sale going on? Or are you completely avoiding the sale and saving your money for a different makeup collection? Feel free to let us know down in the comments. So in the description box, I will leave the information for the sale. I think the sale starts depending on if you're VIB, VIB Rouge, etc. And also if you're buying online, there's a promo code to use to get your 20% off. So I will put that all in the description box down below. As always, thank you guys so much for stopping by. I hope you guys have a beautiful day, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye.